You may be asking yourself, what are all of these cores and aesthetics and trending hashtags, and how do we find them? Well, in today's video, I'm sharing with you guys some of the top trending cores or styles that you should be looking out for while you're sourcing, and also how to find new ones. Hey everybody, my name is Karina. You may know me as Per Diem Thrift here on YouTube and on Instagram. I am a full-time reseller and I also create content for resellers like you on social media. In today's video, we are sharing all about the different kinds of cores out there, as well as trending hashtags and keywords that you can utilize in your listings to help increase visibility on your items. If you want to check out all of the trending hashtags and styles, make sure you check out Vendoo's blog. There is a master list, which I will link down below, that you guys can check periodically. It is always being updated to keep up on whatever trends are coming out. So definitely stay tuned on there. I will be sharing a few here with examples, but bookmark that page because like I said, they will always keep updating it. Before we get into the video, make sure you guys are subscribed to Vendoo's YouTube channel. They put videos out every single Friday sharing tips and tricks to help resellers like you grow their reselling business. All right, let's get into the video. So what exactly is a core or an aesthetic? If you guys are on social media pages like Instagram or TikTok and follow fashion girlies or fashion people on those platforms, you may have been exposed to some of these ideas of cores or just style trends. Essentially, cores are just style trends. Anything can be a core. There are things like ballet core, gorp core, mermaid core, soccer core. The list goes on, and honestly, there's a new one coming out pretty much every month. But today I'm going to share with you guys a few that you can keep in your arsenal while you're outsourcing, and also some other hashtags that you can include in your listings to help expose your items. The first trend style we're going to be chatting about is the academia aesthetic. Now, it's exactly what it sounds like. It is that academically, scholarly, kind of like private school vibe. And there are actually some subcategories in this aesthetic as well. There is dark academia, and then there is light academia, and it's pretty given what that means. Dark academia is going to cater to darker colors, be a little bit more gothic, while light academia is going to focus on kind of more preppy and bright styles and colors. Think of chunky loafers, wool, trench coats, plaid, and like I said, anything that you would wear to a private school or in the 1960s to a library or something. Another trend I'm sure you guys are familiar with is athleisure. Now, athleisure has been a thing for a while. I don't see it going anywhere because, let's be honest, most of the time I am also just wearing athleisure. Today is just a lucky day that I'm not. However, athleisure is going to be clothing that you can wear technically to be active in, but also maybe to lounge in or just to be more casual. All of your favorite activewear brands are part of this, like Adidas, Nikes, Reebok, Lululemon, Alo Yoga. All of these brands that you would typically work out in can also fit into the athleisure category. Because let's face it, yes, you are wearing that workout set to the gym, but you're also wearing it to go grocery shopping, so it does categorize as athleisure. No matter what platform you're on, athleisure brands and athleisure style clothing tend to be towards the top because so many people are loving this style, and it can cater to a lot of different kinds of styles as well. Next on our list is ballet core. I love this style. I personally wouldn't wear it, but I can respect it. I can admire it for sure. Ballet core popped up as an official aesthetic in 2022 on TikTok, and it's inspired by the look of a ballerina or what a ballerina would wear to practice or to perform in. So think of lots of pink, tutus, but less tutu-y, just kind of more of that like tulle, flowy fabric, lace-up shoes, ballet flats, wrap tops and cardigans, things like that. Just that aesthetic of what a ballerina would wear. Staying on the same trend of pink, we're moving on to Barbie core. Whereas ballet core is focused more on like pastels, very feminine, girly. Barbie core is definitely still feminine, but it's focused more on like hot pink and just like kind of bright, loud colors. As you know, this became even more popular with the Barbie movie coming out last year, but this aesthetic is totally fun, and I think it'll still be a big hit moving forward, especially when it comes to parties or bachelorette parties or birthday themes. Barbie core is just a really fun one to play around with. cater a little bit more to men. However, women can totally dress this up as well, and it is bloke core. I was familiarized with this trend with the term soccer core, but it's about the same thing. This aesthetic focuses on football culture, or for us Americans, soccer culture. You will see a lot of primary colors, kind of a retro feel to it, as well as bold block lettering. One of the standout pieces from this aesthetic would have to be the Adidas Samba. I love this shoe. I have multiple of them, and this shoe is so versatile. It can actually fit into a lot of different categories depending on what colorway you get, but this is definitely how it originated to becoming so popular once again. Cabin core is another fun one. It is the idea of romanticizing life in a cozy cabin tucked away in the woods. Cabin core is all about comfort and charm, being nice and cozy in wool knit fabrics, Sherpa lined shoes or loafers, and wearing things like plaid flannels, moccasins, hiking boots, pretty much anything you would wear up in a cabin while you're maybe glamping. A good brand for this aesthetic is definitely LL Bean. Just think the whole LL Bean catalog. What would be in there, especially in like the 90s, that is exactly what cabin core is. Next, we're talking about coastal cowgirl. This is such a fun one. It mixes kind of two different lifestyles into one look, but it goes together so well. The coastal cowgirl look is best described as beachy and western. People magazine describes it as a trend that draws inspiration from The Little Mermaid as well as Toy Story. Think of seashell jewelry, woven belts, cowgirl boots and hats, and as well as denim and just flowy, fun, maybe linen tops. Cottage core is the next trend that we're going to be talking about. I feel like this one has been bopping around for a couple years now. Cottage core is kind of a branch off of the bohemian style, but again, it is anything you would wear if you lived in a cottage in the woods. Similar to cabin core, but a more feminine, and this look definitely reminds me of like the Little House on the Prairie kind of vibes. Cottage core focuses on florals, soft pastel colors, lace, long skirts and dresses, woven details, gingham patterns, and puff sleeves. Now let's talk about the Coquette aesthetic. I think I'm saying that right. According to Vendoo's blog, Coquette is a culmination of aesthetics that all incorporate feminine adolescence, including Lolita and Nymphette. It is best described as the hypersexualization of feminine youth with a Victorian influence. I feel like that sounds so much more serious than it is. Coquette fashion is supposed to symbolize like youth, adolescence, innocence, and can be seen a lot with like the bow trend that's really popular right now, as well as incorporating a lot of like pearls, dainty lace, very feminine attributes to clothing, like mesh or like really light pastel colors with gold accent. Lana Del Rey does a really good job embodying modern coquette aesthetic and is very, very hot right now. So if you have items that fit into this aesthetic, definitely use the word coquette in your hashtags. It actually became one of Depop's newest style tags as well. So definitely include it in your listings if it is applicable. Another fun core that we have is going to be fairy core. This one definitely branches off of bohemian, it branches off of cottage core, but essentially if you were to take a fairy and turn her into a human, or at least the size of a human, how would she dress? So we're thinking a lot of those same boho styles, same boho materials like gauzy, lacy, flowy dresses and skirts, and incorporating some florals, some bows, flower crowns, fun belts. But it's very ethereal, mythical, and whimsical. Depending on the style of music, you can see a lot of fairy core aesthetics at different music festivals that will be happening this summer. And speaking of festivals, we also have festival wear, festival aesthetic. I feel like festival wear itself is a thing, and then there are a bunch of subcategories under that as well. So with festival aesthetic, the way you dress is going to express what kind of music you're into or what kind of festival you're at. For example, if you're going to like Coachella, I think your style is probably gonna be a little bit more like boho, summery, fun because there are so many different styles of music that are played at that kind of festival. However, if you're going to like an EDM festival, which stands for electric dance music, then your outfits might be a little bit more risque and futuristic with lots of neon colors and flashy lights, cutouts, kind of have like a more cyber look to them. But if you are outsourcing and you find stuff like this, start listing it now because music festivals are just around the corner, so it's a great time to get your closet stocked. This next core is a funny one to me. It's called gorp core. The gorp in gorp core stands for good old raisins and peanut, which is an ode to trail mix and the outdoor hiking lifestyle. With gorp core, people are taking styles and trends that are popular in the hiking and outdoor lifestyle and incorporating it into their fashion outfit. For example, you'll see a lot of tactical gear, utility clothing, and honestly like hiking boots. For example, lug soles on boots and sneakers are super popular, and that is kind of an ode to gorp core and the outdoor lifestyle. You'll see a lot of neutral colors, and some of the bolo brands for this style are going to be Arc'teryx, Patagonia, North Face, Timberland, Hunter, and Oakley, and there are a ton more, but those are just a few. We're going to talk about 2 more cores today, but just remember, if you want a complete list, check out Vendoo's blog. They have a whole master list of aesthetics and style cores that you need to know about if you're reselling clothing online. But for the last 2 cores, we're going to be talking about grandma core and grandpa core. Grandma core or granny core refers to anything that is stereotypically found at your grandma's house. I feel like grandma core kind of grew from all of those costumes that we would see of people dressing up like grannies, but anything related to being a grandma, like knitting or crocheting, gardening, sewing, or anything like that is definitely part of this aesthetic. This focuses mainly on the times between the 1970s to the 1990s retro, so nothing before that, but mainly around that era. Grandma is similar to cottage core and cozy core and all of those other kinds of cores, but it definitely has a more mature, older, retro feel to it. On the other hand, grandpa core refers to a stereotypical, wholesome grandfather style. It's very old man vibes with a retro feel. Macklemore is definitely a big reason why this style kind of came back into being popular with his song Thrift Store. That song came out such a long time ago, but I feel like it is still like the quintessential vibe that people look for when they're out thrifting. With grandpa core, you'll see a lot of chunky knit sweaters, vests, with argyle and plaid prints, and you'll see suspenders, bow ties, leather shoes, newsboy and driver caps, and pretty much anything else your grandpa would wear. When I first started getting into reselling back in 2012, I feel like it was super popular for people to go thrifting for grandpa sweaters. It still definitely is a thing, especially with brands like Coogie, but with like Coogie and Polo Ralph Lauren. But definitely keep your eye out for these styles because they are still poppin', and I feel like even if they do phase out, they will definitely come back eventually. Anyway, that is it for today's video on different aesthetics and cores that you should know about for your reselling business. Once again, if you want to see more, definitely check out Vendoo's blog. They have so many good blog posts up right now just helping you grow your reselling business, so definitely check that out, and we will see you guys next time for another video.